building these homes, you're breaking out now. Now you scaled, right? Now you went ahead and you are in contract to buy, 1,500 acres, which you've purchased already. You've closed on 700 of the 1,500 so far. So you broke it down in phases. Where the hell do you find 1,500 acres from, and how the hell do you acquire 1,500 acres?
Yes. So in this case, I have to give a lot of credit to my business partner, because my business partner really spearheaded that deal. And this was a project out in the country. And we actually had to bring in a capital group, a group that does like equity raising. So this deal was very much more sophisticated than I'm used to, but I'm learning a lot. But to add to that, to answer that question with a little bit more context, there is a book called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? And he talks about how sometimes you have to take a step back and let the token person kind of lead the transaction.
The token white person.
I was going to say you.
The token white person.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, the owners of this 1,500 acres was 8 generations of, passing on this land to the family. And they did not look like us. So sometimes I have to now, and when we're in the city of Houston, a lot of the politicians there are African Americans. So sometimes he has to step back and bring in the token black girl, So Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun really talks about when do you come to the forefront and then when do you take a step back. You're still a part of the transaction, but maybe you're behind the scenes. So in this case, this is how we had to do the 1,500 acres.
Smart play.
You got to know, and that's the thing, like you try not to have too much ego into this business and too much pride, because then you're going to get in your own way, right? You're going to lose out on some really money-making deals. That project it's going to be $80 million in sales. Yeah.
How many houses are you building?
So in that one, we're just developing the lots. We're selling pre-developed lots. So I don't even have to swing any hammers. I don't have to bring my blue tape out.
All right, so let's break this down for the people who may not understand.
Yeah, I was going to say, what?
All right, so I'm going to break this down for you a little bit. All right, so when you're doing pre-developed lots, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know this already, but I'm going to...
No, good.
So you're developing the land, meaning you're clearing the land, getting the utilities, blah, blah, blah. And you have a whole little dance you do for that, right, to break that down, right?
Yeah.
So you're clearing the land, developing lines, you're getting the plans drawn, getting your renderings, and then you're going to the market with this, and you're selling the renderings, aka the photos, of plot A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And then the buyers themselves are going to get their own financing for the construction loans and things of that nature. And they're going to, as each lot sells and closes, then they're the ones on the hook for the construction loan.
So this play is separate from what I do in affordable housing.
Okay.
So what we just discussed earlier, that was the affordable housing process. On outside the county, when we go into these large acreage developments, it's different. So I actually bring in a sales team who knows how to sell raw land. And we do like these one-day sales. And the last one on my 100 acres, we sold 30 lots in one Saturday. So there's a whole thing. We run Facebook ads, we run radio ads. I mean, it's this whole, and you got to create like this whole FOMO experience of you got to get your lot now, you got to get your lot at the pre-developed price or it's going to go up. And then people are like, they have this FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, they're writing checks on the spot. I mean, it's crazy. It's amazing. Like getting 30 lots under contract at one time, it was like, oh gosh, yes.
That's wild. That sounds crazy.
But it's a process. But it's great. And I love that because it diversifies us from the affordable housing. It's a different clientele. It's usually like retirees. It's people that want to leave out of the city, or it's people that want a second home. And it's not the first time home buyers.
Right.
So, you know, when you're thinking business and investments, you just want to diversify your portfolio.
Agreed.
Right.
One stream of income is too close to being broke.
That part.
Yeah, yeah. So, I want to fully understand who, because you say you're not swinging no hammers, you're not doing no construction. Who's funding the construction of these homes? You and your team, or the buyers when they actually get into contract?
And on the land development
On
side,
the land development side.
once we sell them the land, they do whatever they want.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I misinterpreted what you're saying. So, you guys are just buying the acreage, selling the plots. This is your renderings. Do you?
Yes. So I'll give you the example. The 100 acres that we already own, we took that 100 acres and then we divided it into 52 individual lots.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And those 52 individual lots are 1.5 acres to 3 acre sizes. Because you have people in Texas that want to live, they want that piece of that country.
Yeah.
You know, they want land, they don't want their neighbors on top of them. Living in New York would give them so much anxiety, right? Because everybody's on top of each other.
Right.
No, they want space. And so we come in, we put in the roads, we put in the electricity and your fiber, and then we're out of there. We put in the entry monument, and then we hand over the HOA. They're coming in, they're putting in their own house when they're ready to build. They find their own builder.
They do their own architectural plans and everything.
They find their own builder that's going to do all that for them. And it's on well and septic. So I'm not coming in, I'm not running any water lines, and I'm not running any sewer lines.
That's a come up.
Man, it is.
That's a come up.
It's an addicting. Like, it's almost like, ooh, affordable housing. Ooh.
So wait a minute, hold on. I just want to make sure everybody understands this gem you just broke down, because how I just explained it in the beginning of this, I said they're buying it, they're getting their own funding, but you're still building.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not building
No,
on these. We can, but we're just solely coming in as land developers.
Land developers, that's it.
That's it.
The land developer play.
The land developer play. Correct.
It's not like the Toronto play, right? What they do over there with the developing?
Nah, see, they're developing fully. They're selling pre-development,
Okay.
like she just mentioned.
Right.
And then they are getting funding, and then the buyers are getting the construction loans, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
And then they're building
Gotcha.
from there.
Okay.
So they're acting as the GCs.
But this, with hers is,
Me and you go find a piece of 100 acres. We split it up into 52 lots. Here's some plans of what your house could look like. Or here's the lot. In her case,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
says not even no plans. So there's a lot. There's an acre lot, 1.5 acres, 3 acres. We want 300,000, 500,000, 200,000, and the comps in the air. If you build this type of 5,000, 10,000 square foot, or you can probably build 10,000 square feet. That'll probably be a $3 million house, right?
Damn.
You go figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah,
On
and
your
you
own.
build when you're ready.
They just selling the land as is. So they just brought a big plot of land, subdivided it, and say, hey, it's yours if you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we have to develop it, then you're gonna pay a lot more. So
Right.
basically,
Yeah.
they're finding buyers who have the appetite to build their dream house
Correct. Yes. And
on
in
their
that,
own dime.
yeah. And in that play, you're normally working closely with your engineers, the county engineers, hydrologists, land planners, land surveyors, and then your GC who's going to come in there and do all the infrastructure. So,
Damn.
yeah. So, and it's totally different from the construction side. But that's what we love. We love that it's totally separate. So,
Yeah, because you're not tying up your resources now. If you want to build more affordable, et cetera, you're actually finding a way to now. It's another revenue stream.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like we can go out here and get this land and we can make a decision. Are we going to fully develop this land and build our own properties, our own mansions or whatever we want, affordable mansions, whatever it is, or are we just going to land developer play and just, all right, we're just going to sell them as plots?
Correct.
And you do what you want to do because now that's a quicker sale. Remember, they said they had a one-day sale.
Yeah, just
A
promoted it.
one-day
That's
sale
crazy, yeah.
where they sold 30 of the 52 in one day. That's
Yes.
cash money right now.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
How much was every lot going for on average?
Yeah, 125,000.
125. How much did y'all pay for the 100 acres?
2 million.
$2 million for the 100 acres. So you got to think about it, right? 125,000 on average times 30. Type in chat. What's that number? Type in chat. 125 average, because that's not the. We're just gonna do average, because every price is different. The bigger acres probably cost you 200, right? But 125,000 times 30. Think about how much money that was. Type in chat. What's the answer? I'm waiting on you. Y'all slow with your calculators today.
I'll wait.
Like, think about it. She said, how much you paid? $2 million for the lot. $2 million for the lot. I'm going to say it one more time. 30 acres times 125 on average. That's a play.
So we had already got our land costs back.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and we had the money to fund the development,
And you still got 22 more lots.
which all that is just pretty much profit.
Profit.
A few more, lots that need to pay for stuff, but for the most part, profit.
When you say we, how many people are involved in this process?
It's three partners in this deal.
Three partners? Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you paid $2 million for the acquisition, now how much did you guys spend to kind of cleaning it up and everything like that to get it together?
That was about 1.7
1.7 to clean and clear it and all the other good stuff?
to do all the construction.
Okay. So whatever
Get it ready.
to basically develop the land for it to be ready for you to sell.
Correct.
So for development, for subdividing, for all those permits, clearing the trees, water, sewer, whatever you had to do, all that good stuff, 1.7 million on top of the $2 million. So the 30 that sold covered everything, the acquisition. Now everything is profit.
And then you got to pay, I had to pay my sales team. And then to run the electricity. So our profit on this deal, it's about 3 million and some change. But we've only been in it for a little over 18 months. And I'm not dealing with a lot of like the city bureaucracy, like working with the county engineers. It's just different. Like there's not so many loopholes you have to go through when you're in the county, when you're outside of the county.
Yeah.
So my question to y'all is, right, because you have 100 acres and you could have made more than 52 lots.
Well,
Why
the
not?
county requirements, you cannot develop anything less than 1.5 acres.
Okay.
So they do have a minimum size requirement.
Okay, so why not make every lot 1.5 acres?
You could do that, but then, so that's when you bring in your sales team, right? Because your sales team has the expertise of knowing you don't want the entire subdivision to be the same.
same?
Some
Okay.
people want when you have a buyer on that type of buyer.
Yeah.
They kind of want their own unique feel.
Okay.
And then not every buyer wants 1.5 acres. They want the biggest lot,
Right.
which was really interesting because our more expensive lots were selling first
Oh, wow.
than our cheaper lots. And this is around the time when like the feds were having all those price rate increases, and that's a whole nother thing.